This is the Hyundai Custin. It's a 3-row MPV that slots in between the Stargazer and the Staria, both in terms of pricing and size. Is it worth your money? Let's find out. The Custin is a minivan manufactured by Hyundai through its Beijing Hyundai joint venture in China. So far, it's only sold in 4 countries: China, Taiwan, Vietnam, and now the Philippines. It comes in 2 variants here in the Philippines. The base model, like mentioned before, sells for 1.77 million pesos, and the top of the line sells for 2,088,000 pesos. Both variants are 7-seaters in 2+2+3 configuration. Unlike a lot of minivans, the Custin is not egg-shaped, nor is it like a shoebox on wheels. You got creases and intricate details where it counts, but it never goes over the top. It's a premium-looking minivan that wouldn't look out of place if you park it next to a Kia Carnival. The Custin is almost a foot shorter than the Staria, and almost a foot and a half longer than the Stargazer. The size difference is pretty significant among the models. It's closest in size to the Kia Carnival. The Carnival is about 205 millimeters longer, but both vehicles have almost the same wheelbase. So what we have here is the top of the line Custin. This one sells for 2,088,000 pesos. Here at the front, it gets Hyundai's signature grille, finished in gloss black. It's flanked on both sides by these LED headlamps, and down here you get LED fog lamps. The top-of-the-line variant gets 18-inch wheels wrapped in 225/55 series tires, and you get disc brakes on all 4 corners. This gets power folding side mirrors with repeaters, and on the repeaters you have these diamond patterns, which you'll see all over the car. Like, you also get these chrome accents on the door openers, which have the same diamond patterns, and also you get the same diamond patterns on the lower claddings. So unlike the Stargazer, this one is a legit minivan, which means that you get sliding doors, and this one has power sliding doors. The Custin is a 3-row MPV, and it gets dual captain seats here at the 2nd row. Both seats, all the seats are covered in leather, and both of these captain seats are power operated. You have 2-person memory settings over here. The seats can be reclined like so. They can be moved forward and back. And they also have built-in ottomans, which are also power operated. So I can lounge here in absolute comfort. You also get dual air condensers over there. You have dual USB ports, 1 wireless phone charger, 2 cup holders. You have this tray over here, which is also dampened. You also get privacy curtains over here. And unlike other MPVs with sliding doors, these windows actually can go down. And it also gets dual sliding doors on both sides. You can open this door without exerting any effort. You also get dual sunroofs here. Amazing. I'm impressed by this. The 2nd row seats move in almost every direction in 3D space. Up, down, left, and right. But you can't move it forward enough to give you access to the 3rd row from the side. You'll have to go in between the 2nd row seats to get to the 3rd row. If, like me, you've gained a couple of pounds lately, it may be tricky, but it's doable. Okay, so getting to the 3rd row could be a bit of a challenge if you're a bit on the wider side. To get to the 3rd row, you'll have to go through the 2nd row seats over here. So back here, it's actually quite comfortable. The seats, the flooring is low and flat. Headroom is quite decent, to have about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Knee room is adjustable because you can move the 2nd row seats forward and back. And this passenger over here still has plenty of room to move. You have 4 cup holders back here, 2 on each side, 1 over here, 2 over here, 2 over there, 2 aircon vents up here, 1 over here, and 1 over here, and your aircon controls are over here. You don't seem to get any USB ports or 12-volt outlets.
Okay, so we're now in the cockpit of the Hyundai Custin. We'll do this in first person so you can see more details on the dashboard. This is definitely one of the more attractive looking interiors that I've seen on a Hyundai or Hyundai. So you get almost everything is covered in soft touch materials. Like this over here is leather wrapped. This is plastic. This is leather wrapped over here. This is leather wrapped. You get this full wood accent over here. This is actually hard plastic. This is leather wrapped over here. The steering wheel is leather wrapped. You get a flat bottom. You have lane keep assist, but like most Hyundais released in the Philippines, it looks like you don't have adaptive cruise control. Yeah, you have plenty of angles here. Like this over here is angled towards the driver. You got this vertical screen over here. I'll put the size over here. Do you got a 360 camera? Let's see. Reverse. Yeah, you got a 360 camera. So you don't get a shifter per se. Instead, you got these bunch over here. You have R, N, D, and park over here. You have an electronic parking brake with auto hold. You have this thing over here for selecting your drive modes. And you have a wireless phone charger over here. One USB-A port over here. Another one down there. So both front seats are power adjustable. But the passenger seat has these bunch over here. So the second row passenger can move the seat. The instrument cluster is fully digital. Yeah, in terms of storage, the glove box is quite decently sized. It's also dampened, but it feels very solid. Plenty of storage over here underneath the center console, and also underneath the center armrest you have plenty of storage. You actually get two sunroofs, one at the back and one here at the front. Yeah, definitely a nice looking interior. And thankfully we no longer get the plastic toilet seat cover that we get on the Stargazer.
The rear of the Custin is also pretty good looking as far as minivans are concerned. You get an LED light bar that spans across the width of the vehicle. Instead of the Hyundai logo, you get the word Hyundai spelled out at the back. Now, this variant comes with a power liftgate. Cargo space is quite generous. Even with a third row up, you can fit a pretty sizable luggage bag. If you need more space, the third row can fold flat to the floor. One thing to note though is that the second row doesn't fold flat, so if you need to load really long items, you might want to take that into consideration. Both variants of the Custin come with a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, which puts out 170 horsepower and 253 Nm of torque. The 1.5-liter displacement is one reason why the Custin is priced pretty well here in the Philippines, as vehicles sourced from China with engine displacements from 1000 to 1500cc get lower tariffs. The engine is coupled to an 8-speed automatic transmission. At its price of 2 million pesos, the Custin undercuts its Japanese and Korean competitors by a significant margin. But even with that significant price difference, it manages to offer an interior and a spec sheet that rivals its more expensive competitors. If only it had adaptive cruise control. But even without it, it's still quite impressive.